Hello, beautiful people in the world. I'm your host, Essence.
I'm your host, Alondra, and you're now listening to Pre-Perspectives.
What's up, Alondra?
Hey, Essence.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. The weather is beautiful outside.
It's beaming out there.
It is. It's getting hotter and hotter each day
Every
that rolls
day.
by.
How do you feel about that?
I'm not too mad at it. I just have to wait a little bit longer, like around sunset, to go on
I
my
know.
jog. I've been running, guys. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but gotta keep my summer bod.
It's hard.
Safe. Yeah.
It's hard.
Definitely a challenge to work out in this heat for sure.
Yeah. 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that.
So what's up? What are we talking about today?
What are we talking about? We're gonna dive into beauty school.
Beauty school, surviving beauty school.
Yeah, tips on how to survive beauty school.
Yeah. We went to beauty school in 2 different states.
And that's definitely an experience.
It is an experience. You went to beauty school in California. I went to beauty school in Virginia, and our journey is completely different. So hopefully we can unpack with you guys
a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, why did you start aesthetics school?
Well, I started aesthetic school because I started off as a beauty consultant. A lot of people know beauty consultants as, attached to MLMs, but that really helped me catapult me into the beauty industry. I sold so much products during COVID, and during that time, I was in my first semester in college. I believe this was the year 2020. And I wanted to learn more, so I toured my
Your school. First school?
Yeah, the school that I went to, Saval Malor, and I decided to, invest 6 months, all of my time, my energy, my resources into learning aesthetics. Yeah.
It's a process.
It is a process.
And how was that process for you? Getting into the whole okay, what school is good for me?
Yeah.
What school isn't for me? Like people are saying this, people are saying that. Like what was the process for you?
Well, back in Virginia, in my hometown, Lynchburg, it's completely different from California, where you grew up. You have so many schools that you can choose from, right?
It's different.
But in Lynchburg, there was one, at least in my knowledge, there was just one, beauty school that you can go to learn cosmetics, and that was Saval Malor. And so not a lot of people know this. A little fun fact about myself. During high school, my 11th and 12th grade year, I went to cosmetology, the program in, high school. And
during high school?
During high school.
Oh, okay, okay. They offered those, like, what are they, electives?
Yeah, those electives, those programs. And hair just did not resonate with me as much as cosmetics did.
I'm with you on that. My mom, well, fun fact too, my mom, she's a cosmetologist. She's been a cosmetologist for, I would say, more than 20-something years. I've been around the beauty industry, but something about hair, I don't like it.
Yeah. No. And I appreciate those cosmetologists out there. My sister, shout out to her, she's a cosmetologist, and she has a talent for it.
Some people, honestly, some people have it. They're born with it.
Talented, yeah. But me, I know, don't get me wrong, I know how to do a blowout. And,
I'm not there yet.
I know the basis of it, but, it just didn't resonate with me. No. And then when I went to go do my initial tour of the beauty school, I really, really was just like interested in cosmetics.
Yeah.
So that's how I chose it. And of course, again, the being a beauty consultant
helped you a lot.
Helped me. Yeah. My journey was definitely not smooth sailing. Like, I had an idea, but I did not know where I would land.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat.
Yeah. Do you have other fun facts for us?
Well, we live in California, now. As she mentioned, she was in Virginia, and I was actually living in Arizona with my mom. I graduated high school in 2020. That summer after I graduated, I decided to come out here and spend the summer with my dad. I mean, after that, it's like, okay, I'm thinking about summer. I'm not thinking about what am I gonna do with the rest of my life or what am I gonna get into. I didn't think any of that.
Yeah.
Until the idea of aesthetics came around. I had no idea that there was school for this when I first started. Fresh out of high school, I didn't know this. I just knew I liked doing skincare and doing makeup. And I liked how my mom would wax that lady's eyebrows. I never thought there was actually more than just cosmetology.
Yeah.
So my initial start, it wasn't planned. I don't think, any of this would have been planned, but my plan was not to start aesthetics.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know there was that out there.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Me either. Like I was in college, and college did not resonate with me at the time.
Same.
It really didn't. And
No.
I was working 2 jobs. Just not to get too much into, the backstory. You guys will learn as we go along, but I was working 2 jobs. My summer of when I graduated, that's when I got 2 jobs. The reason why I got 2 jobs is because my 12th grade year, I was working full time, high school full time, and I was trying to make ends meet because I was out on my own at the age of 18.
Have we mentioned how old we are?
No, we haven't mentioned how old we are, but I felt like I lived a lot of life.
Yeah.
I mean, we still got more.
Just the way you carry yourself, you definitely don't seem your age.
No. This is because I had to mature so early on in life.
Quick, yeah,
so quick. I was in 12th grade, managing my own apartment and
your own decisions at the end of the day.
Making my own decisions. And I definitely did not know about aesthetics. I thought it was only cosmetologists.
I know, yeah.
Cosmetology school, yeah.
I didn't know there was a whole different, side of cosmetology. Because cosmetology does cover some skincare in there. But, skincare overall, like aesthetics. Just the smallest amount. Just the smallest. What? Disinfecting. Waxing.
What else? I don't know.
Oh,
well, since I went to school, the only thing that we went over in cosmetology school that relates to aesthetics is, in our industry, is waxing.
That's huge.
I don't even think we went over makeup.
I remember going over makeup.
Yeah? Did you go to cosmetology?
No, I'm sorry. I'm lying.
It's okay. I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, it was only just like my experience in cosmetology, the program. There is no it's anything. Completely different program.
I have friends that are cosmetologists, and I think they did mention it's just a little bit.
Yeah, just the basics. Yeah, it's not even. It's like grazing the surface of.
And I feel like it has evolved a lot in both ends. Cosmetology and aesthetics. I'm sure it's been different since we graduated.
Yeah. Well, what year did you go into cosmetology? I mean, sorry. Oopsie daisy. What year did you start aesthetics school?
I started aesthetics school back in August of 2021. And I graduated April 11th of 2022.
You did?
Yes. What about you?
Wow. Well, yeah, I went the year 2020 and I graduated May 14th, 2021. Yeah. Oh my goodness. beauty school, in my eyes, I say
it's a whole.
It is. It's completely
It's a
different.
full handful.
Yeah, but my 6 month experience was amazing. Just with my education. Again, it was during the COVID time. I started in the year 2020 around August, September, and our first semester, of the entire 6 months, our first semester was online in Zoom, and
because it was during COVID, right?
Yeah. So we all stayed home. I started off with a group of girls. We were on a Zoom call every day, and then after we left from, or after we left from, I want to say winter break. When you take a break for Christmas and stuff like that. The second semester we did our clinicals, and it was the same group of girls, but as you said off camera, your experience was completely
different.
Yeah.
So first off, when I started my very first day, my instructor wasn't there.
Why was she not there?
She was recovering, I believe. Word of mouth. I'm not sure if it's true or not.
Allegedly.
She was recovering from a BBL, so I had no instructor the first week of my career.
Were you in the building, or did you guys do the Zoom as well?
We started off in the building. I got the full experience of going in, getting a tour of the school where I was going to be, learning. The whole tour thing, I got that perfect. When I first started, as you mentioned, you guys started at the same time.
Yes.
In my experience, you start this day, and then there's other girls that started like a week ago on a different chapter. So I have to start from chapter 1, while there was other girls that's already on chapter 5, 6. So that was new to me. I'm like, okay, am I doing this on my own? How am I learning? Or if I have a question about this and they're on a different chapter, like how is this working? It was completely different than what you had.
Yeah, I was so confused on the learning techniques that they implement in their program, because like how are they, and when I say they, your instructor, structuring their lectures, or planning their lesson plans,
right,
if everyone's on the different chapter.
And let's say there was probably 20 girls. Out of those 20 girls, at least 4 of them are in different chapters, while the rest are on the same chapter. So it was I would say it was a little tough, starting off, just because you don't know anything. They give you your books, you have your own laptop, your iPad.
How many books did you learn out of?
1. How many books did you learn out of?
I learned out of 3 books.
You see, well, I had 2.
Okay, 2.
Milady.
Oh, the Milady's actual one, and then the worksheet one. Right?
Yes,
the worksheet.
And that was.
I'm not even including that worksheet. So in total, it was 4 books.
And we also had online.
Oh yeah, MyTap.
MyTap, yeah.
Yes. No, yeah. I'm not even including the worksheet. Milady's book. So I'm just strictly going off of the textbooks. We had 3 textbooks that we needed to go over.
So just went to Virginia.
We both.
I'm thankful for the experience, but one thing I do have to say to all the girlies out there, please do your research. You have to do your research on school, because one thing I am going to say, school can only teach you so much, and you're only going to learn so much just in school. After you graduate, you have to continue your education, because aesthetics is evolving every day.
Yeah,
there's always something new. So that's one thing I do want to say. Please do your research on school.
You definitely.
I didn't have the worst experience, but
No,
I
you
could have,
survived.
yeah, there you go. I survived. I could have had an, a better
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, for sure. And also for the women out there, the young females as well that's still in high school, 12th grade, don't know where you're gonna go after. Um, look into aesthetics, or
It's a beautiful
yeah,
journey.
it
Oh
really
yeah,
is, and you learn so much. And there's this career, this industry has so many opportunities for women.
so much.
What it's like correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a $1 billion industry, right?
Oh
That you
yeah,
can get yourself in.
a lot of people. I'm not sure. I mean, from personal experience, you know, aesthetics is like, oh, beauty, oh, like women like do makeup or women do skincare, but you can genuinely live the life that you want doing this.
You can.
It's a journey, it's a process, and it takes time to build, but it's possible.
It is.
And I feel like that's such an underrated fact about being an esthetician.
Yeah, it is really underrated. No one really talks about
No.
aesthetics. I think it's like slowly becoming mainstream.
And I'm glad.
I
am
am glad.
so glad.
It's a great time to be a cosmetologist or like an esthetician.
Esthetician.
Yes, it's a great time for everyone, especially on social media.
Yeah.
It's a great platform to show off your talent.
Definitely.
Yeah. I know that you have like a Greek fact.
Oh yeah.
Where did the term aesthetics come from?
So the word aesthetics came from the Greek ancient, and actually Alexander B was the first one to use it to describe how beautiful things are and the senses through beauty.
Okay, like the senses that humans have.
Yeah, like
senses.
Pretty much like
that looks good.
Yes,
that smells good.
Yes.
And in general, aesthetics.
Aesthetics.
Okay.
It gave it more of a luxury
term.
Yeah.
Yeah. To beautiful things.
Going back to, school, what was your favorite subject?
Oh.
Or chapter?
Yeah, my favorite chapter was the first chapter that all estheticians learn out of the Milady's books. It's the chapter about history of aesthetics.
Yes.
I love that chapter. We went over where it came from and how aesthetics evolved over time.
It's crazy how back then, well, on my favorite was the Egyptian culture. Yeah. And how they use their body oils, and then after that they would use like cosmetic on them, like the smoky eyes and all of that. Yeah. You see all of that now. Yeah, now in makeup, body oils, all of that. You see all of that now.
We still use their method.
Yeah.
Yeah, to this day. I think mine and the ingredients that they use. Oh my God. The ingredients that they use, we still use it today. Things like milk, honey.
And that's such a big thing now.
Turmeric.
It's very aesthetic, it's like very pleasing.
Oatmeal. Yeah. Those things. A little fun fact that just like threw me off a little bit, and I'm not, knocking it. I think, the history of it is just beautiful in itself, where we come from, as an esthetician. I believe it's in the dynasty industry, the dynasty nation or something like that. I'm sorry if I'm messing up the term, but it's like Asian culture and their beauty method of routine that they used to do back then. They used to pluck off all their eyebrows just to show. Yeah. Did you know that, guys? Did you know that? So I'm like, they used to, I think, is it the Asian? It may be the Asian one. I could be wrong. Maybe I'll do my research and put it on the screen.
I remember, I'm not sure which one it was, but they would pinch their cheeks. Yes, to get that cheeks. That rosy look on their cheeks. I think that was
definitely like a European thing that they used to do. Yeah,
they would pinch their cheeks to get that rosy. blush look.
We definitely will put some pictures on the screen for you guys, just to give you an example of
what we're talking about.
What we're talking about, and that is so cool.
I know.
I think that they made do with what they had back then.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, and it showed a status of.
And now, the trendy looks of like being glowy, blush, the freckles. All of that is carried on to today.
Yeah, it is. I think it's really cool. And then another chapter that's my favorite one is the anatomy and physiology. I really love anatomy and the physiology.
It's interesting. Was it my favorite one? No.
You want to know why I really enjoy it today? Is because my facials involve so much massage.
That's true.
It involves so much facial massage, and you really have to be in tune with the muscle system, the circulatory system.
Especially, you're treating different people, and sometimes everyone's different.
Yeah.
So you have to know.
Yeah.
What you're working on, and the muscles that you're working on, because sometimes we can't do certain massages on certain people.
Yeah.
It doesn't work the same.
Yeah.
And that's something really good to put out there, that the massage, sometimes it's not the same on every client. No. It can't be the same on every client.
Like, for example, you take an acne client, for example, you cannot do a lot of effleurage and pesticide, and you can do lymphatic drainage for sure, but not a lot of that. Point. Yeah. And that's what I typically do. That's my pinpoint of the type of massage that I do on acne clients. I can't do all of that. So I'll go towards my gua sha tools, and I'm working with the musculatory and the pressure points and stuff like that. It's just a different form of massage, and that's why I really paid attention a little bit
to the anatomy part.
To the anatomy, so
it's the longest.
It is.
Yeah, the longest chapter, because it is the most important chapter.
It is. It really is the longest chapter, exactly. But I thought that, by me learning this, it'll help me build on my skill that I already have after beauty school. Yeah. Speaking of beauty school, let's talk about my experience in beauty school in Virginia, because it's completely different.
Yeah. So how was that? Because as I mentioned, just like the whole process of me starting, it was confusing.
Yeah.
I feel like I was on my own doing this, which you are, but how was yours?
Well, so in Virginia, in the state of Virginia, there's two different estheticians.
Oh yeah.
There's your professional esthetician with the 600 hours, and there's your master estheticians, which have more hours. I'm not sure exactly how much, but I know that it's the two different estheticians. And when I graduated beauty school, aesthetic school, I got my professional esthetician certificate. So that meant I couldn't,
do certain services.
I couldn't do certain services. Yeah. I couldn't do chemical peels, dermaplaning, none of that, because it was technically it was out of my scope of practice. But when I moved here when did I move here? I moved here August 2021. Yep.
When I started.
Yeah. I moved here in August 2021. And once I moved here in August 2021, the laws were different. And
they are different.
In California, it changed. The laws here in California changed in 2022.
They did
in January.
As soon as probably weeks before I graduated. I'm sure in Virginia you were able to do the practical. There's the theory and the practical.
Yes.
When I graduated, they removed the practical and we just had to do the theory. I'm not sure if it was because of the whole COVID thing going on and reduce the infection control. But to me, I was thrown off by that. I'm like, it's important for us to know the practical, and all of the estheticians that are coming in are not going to know probably the most important thing that they should know.
Safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
exactly.
And how was your experience on that?
With taking the state boards?
Yes.
Okay, so I took my state boards around July. Hold on. Shout out to my uh, director, instructor, Miss Jessie. She poured everything she could into us. She poured everything she could into me just to prepare me for practical. She could see
that's
how,
great.
yeah, she could see how nervous we all were, and so she trained us every like during the end, like the last month of beauty school. She was like, okay, we're gonna buckle down and we're gonna go through the practical state board every single day until you guys pass it.
It's a nerve-wracking, thing to do.
Yeah.
The tiniest thing that you do wrong can just, okay, that's it.
She said that you guys learn as much as I could teach you.
Right, yeah.
In theory, and you guys pass, so you are okay. But practical is completely different. That's where you show off your talent. That's where you show off what you learned, your strength.
Your
and you guys need practice. So I was so nervous. But I passed with flying colors, both the practical and the theory. How about you? How was your theory? Because you didn't have to take practical.
I was so nervous to do the whole exam because you would think, okay, they're removing the whole practical part, so that means the theory part is going to be harder.
Yes.
No.
There wasn't more questions on it?
No.
Oh.
No. I don't remember exactly because I remember blacking out during my exam. I blacked out.
Me too.
And especially when I went and took the exam. I mean, there's people around you, but they take your phone, they take everything away from you. And I remember putting some headphones. My leg was shaking so bad. You can hear it. But to kid you not, I don't remember studying that much. As soon as I started doing the exam, I'm like, okay, I know all of this.
Yeah.
I'm just overthinking it.
Yeah.
But it's basic questions. They just trick you, with the words.
The terms, yeah.
And I'm sure that's, so you can work your mind. But I passed the very first time. I remember I left that room and I was like, oh my God.
That is
and they
amazing.
were like, can you please smile? I'm like, yes.
For your license?
Yes. I was cheesing so hard.
I had to take a picture for my license, but I don't think it was on there.
No.
Yeah, I don't think my picture was on the Virginia license. It was on the California license.
Yeah.
Oh, going back to the law change here in California when I moved, I'm gonna go into how I got here.
Yeah, because you moved from Virginia, you moved over here, and I'm sure it was a process like, okay, how is this whole license thing gonna work? You want to say a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I hope what I'm about to say will inspire someone else to just move and take a chance on yourself. You're
possible.
Not a tree. You're not a tree. I heard a wise person say, "You're not a tree. You can move." You don't have to stay in the location that you are, and wherever you go, that knowledge is still going to be with you, and no one can take that away from you. So basically, after I graduated and I had gotten my license, I started every single day looking on Indeed.
Yeah.
And this is with me because, mind you, I moved here in 2021. The laws changed in 2022. I had one requirement I did not, qualify for reciprocity in 2021, and that was not holding my license for 3 to more years. I had just gotten my license. That was the only thing that was keeping me from getting my California cosmetic or aesthetic license. And so I kept looking on Indeed job. That did not deter me. I was not, discouraged by that. I was very brave, and I seen that Miss Raylene, the owner of Skin Etiquette, I seen that she, put out a application that she needed help, and she wanted to have a esthetician who could come in and assist and also work as an esthetician. I was like, I don't have my license, but let me just put it on in there to see if she can, something will bite. And I did.
You took that chance.
Yeah, I filled out my application. She texted me. She was like, "Hey, do you have your aesthetic license?" I said no, but am planning to get it in January 2021 or 2022. Um, and so I hope I'm saying these years right. Am I?
You are.
Okay. So
I'm like, you are.
I hope I am, so I'm not confusing anyone. I said I'm planning on getting reciprocity in the year 2022, but I'm looking to be your assistant. Mm-hmm. She was like, okay, we'll come in and let's do an interview. So I came in here and I was so nervous. Miss Raylene, she, walked on in here. We went into the treatment room and she, asked me a couple questions and she seen something in me. She was like, okay, we'll start you off as a assistant, and I'll train you during those, the month that you are, esthetician. I can train you, here at Skin Etiquette, so you'll know the ropes once you get your aesthetic license. So February came along, and I got my aesthetic license.
How was that?
It feels amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel relieved. You're like, okay, now I feel more comfortable, more open, and, actually doing services.
Yeah. And you?
How did we meet?
How did we meet? But how did you get the job here?
Well, I mean, going to that same story, after I graduated from aesthetic school, I was questioning myself a little bit. I'm like, okay, do I want to do the on my own route, or should I look into getting some advice, getting some help? That's one thing I do want to say to the aesthetic esthetician students, or future estheticians, or now estheticians that you guys just graduated. You're like, okay, now what do I do? There is no right or wrong decision that you can make after you graduate from aesthetic school. I was questioning myself in that way just because of my experience in school. I feel like I could have gotten something better. And I remember I started applying in different spas, even like some medical spas, as assisting. And I came across Raylene. Mm-hmm. And I seen, what she was looking for. And I was like, well, I have no experience, and every other job that I've been applying to, they require at least a year or two of experience. I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to, grow?
Yeah, if
nobody's giving me that chance. And I went ahead and I applied. I think the next morning or that same day, Raylene texted me. She was like, hey, like, are you willing to come in at this time for an interview? And I was like, oh my God, she answered. I was like, yes, like, I can do that. I remember the morning that I came to the interview.
I wasn't there, was I?
No. I texted her and I was like, hey, I'm here. And she was like, who is this? And I was like, no. Oh, goodness, no. And I told her, and she was like, oh, okay, sorry. I think she had another interview, but they never showed up.
Okay.
I was like, okay, this is meant to be. It's meant to be that I am here, and it's meant to be that other person did not come.
Yeah.
And right there and there, we went straight into the treatment room. She asked me a couple of questions, and she then asked me, do you have extra time? And I was like, yes, like, whatever we need to do, let's do it. And she wanted to get a feeling of my touch. And that's all I had to do. And she was like, okay, so when can you start? I like.
So you gave her a facial?
Yes.
I know you were
so nervous. I was so nervous.
She's just the most.
Oh,
she is so super talented.
So talented. She knows so much
about this industry. Oh my God. Like,
she's honestly someone I can look up to.
Oh yeah. And one thing I can say, when I first met her, the energy was so grounding.
Oh yeah.
She's like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. This is how I want you to do it. You need to do this one, but she does it gently.
Gently.
Like she molded me into the esthetician that I am today.
Oh, that's.
And it's just, I'm so glad that she brought you into the treatment room, because I can tell the growth that you're having right now.
Thank you.
It's just like,
I feel the growth.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
I definitely feel the growth, and I mean, it's been what, I think already over a year
Yeah.
that I've been here. This is my first job in the industry.
Mine
My
too.
first.
Yeah, mine too.
And I've learned so much in just these past couple of months. Not just, aesthetics wise, facials wise, but as a person and
Yes.
as an esthetician
Yes.
and how to carry myself. And that's why I say, after you graduate, it's all up to you.
Yep. And know that you cannot force things. Don't
No,
force things.
don't force them. No.
Because what's for you is for you in this industry, for sure. And it will not pass you by. What's for you is genuinely for you, and it will not pass you by.
No.
It doesn't go to the next person.
No.
It's for you.
If it's for you,
yeah.
If it's meant for you, it's for
exactly. So people don't know how we met.
No.
And they don't know.
We don't either.
Yeah, we don't know. We were talking about it. But a little fun fact, the treatment room, while we say the treatment room, is because we work out of one room at different times.
So we don't work together.
No.
We share.
Yes. We're like colleagues.
Room. Yes, we just, different days, like we share the treatment room. But I don't remember. Going back to how Miss Raylene hired us, I remember her scheduling actually a Brazilian demo, and she told me, "Hey, like, does this time work?" Or Thursdays. I think it was a Thursday evening.
I don't know.
I think it was a Thursday evening.
Okay.
And I was like, yes, like, let's do it. And she asked me, have you had experience in doing Brazilians? And I'm like, yes. And she was like, I mean, just for me to see where you are, I'm going to put you with Essence so she can assist you in doing a Brazilian. And I think that was the first time we met.
Doing a Brazilian.
Doing a Brazilian.
What better way?
I know. I'm like,
the ice.
Just there, everything,
Well, I think she also wanted you to be training with this waxes because the wax that we use is completely different from what you use in school. That wax is so different. And it's different in a good way.
It's way better.
Yeah, it's way better. Yeah. You got to put a lot less in the area that you're waxing than what you do in school. And I quickly realized that. But my first impression of you is that you picked up things well. Even when we, not even talking about the Brazilian, but also the dermaplaning situation, you have just this light touch, this gentle touch.
I do get that a lot.
And you are a quick learner.
Yeah, I get that a lot too.
How about me? What was your first impression?
I was scared. I was like, I was scared. It's just the way you present yourself. It's just like Miss Raylene, like, okay, you know what, this is me. And I don't know, you guys, you just had something in you that I'm like, okay, I want to know more about this person.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's, us working together, I want to know more about this person.
Yeah.
And you know so much. You're well educated in everything that you do.
Thank you.
And I feel like if it wasn't because of you and Miss Raylene, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you bring so much to the table as well.
Be here either.
You bring so much to the table. It's just a.
I like the team that we have.
We had someone else, and it didn't work out, and I didn't know why, but it was for a reason, and that reason was you. You know, that reason is because you were supposed to be here, making Skin Etiquette better. And that's what me and Miss Raylene was looking for, someone who can make us better. And
I'm happy about that.
Just the same, two-way street for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that makes me happy. I'm soaking everything in.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Like, this, because we didn't have to start this podcast.
No,
we didn't have to talk to each other.
It comes with it.
Yeah, but we've seen a lot, that we wanted to learn it, from each other. That we were like, okay, let's build that relationship. Yeah, and see where it takes us, and it took us here.
I know.
Yeah, did we go over everything? Yeah. I think we did.
We're definitely going to be adding pictures of when we were in beauty
Beauty school.
school. I would say, when we graduated, when we first started, because the difference,
Yeah.
for my experience, it took me almost 9 months to finish.
Really?
Yeah, because I was going to school during COVID, so my classes would get canceled.
I didn't
That's
know
why,
that.
like our experiences are completely different.
Yeah.
But one way or another, here we are.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
It's like a river.
it
Those
is.
two rivers meeting.
Yeah.
Two different
I
paths.
learn from you, you learn from me, and
Yeah.
that's how we work together, and that's how we balance each other out.
Yeah, we definitely do balance each other out. I love how we work together. My husband, he was listening into our meetings that we have to just prepare,
And it's not just an hour meeting.
No, it is not. And he was like, once we got off the Google chat together, he was like, "You guys work so well. You guys are going off of each other, saying what you want, and the other will get it done." And it's just amazing.
Going back and forth in a good way, of course.
It is a good way. We bounce, different ideas, off of each other, and you cannot curate that. Like you can't put two people in a room and say work together. You can't get that.
It's not that easy.
It's not manufactured. No.
That's why I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and if we're here now, it's for a good reason.
Yeah. It's been 41 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
We went over a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed what
we're giving you guys. Yeah. And I hope this, episode actually helps all the girlies out there that are looking into getting into aesthetic school or are, getting close to graduating. Go out there, explore, do your research, most importantly.
Yes.
Do your research.
Yes. You have to.
Learn from us. As mentioned, the laws are always changing. And I always say it's good to be subscribed to their email.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you...
No, I didn't subscribe to their email. I don't even think...
To their news.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that. I'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I get email.
You still do it?
Yeah.
Get them to this day? That's cool.
So... Yeah.
Oh, and thank you to the subscribers.
I know.
That subscribe to
thank you
YouTube
so much.
Channel. And thank you to the subscribers that subscribed on Spotify on our podcast channel.
And all of our social media.
And thank you guys so much.
We see that.
Yes, for the positive comments and also my clients.
They were there. Yeah.
I was talking to them in the treatment room, and they have so many, topics that they want us to go over.
And we will definitely. We will
try to produce that content for you guys, and go over those topics because a lot of my clients are interested in microblading and microshading.
Ooh.
So
that's exciting.
I have a little something in mind that we can, curate for you guys.
We have exciting content coming soon.
We do. So subscribe, follow our Instagram page, like, also comment down because I would really, honestly, truly like to, see what you guys are thinking.
Yeah.
About these.
We're always open to anything, anything that you guys want to ask or concerns. Our email, we will be linking that into our social media. That way you guys feel free to ask us any questions, whether it was about, beauty school or just us in general. We're more than happy to answer those questions.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.